Okay, how y'all doing today? Thought I'd do a little flint knapping here. I come out to my rock garden here. You might be able to see some of it here. Maybe move the pan down a little bit. You might be able to see some of it. I'm basically taking all my flint knapping material into one area. I'm turning it into a rock garden as I'm breaking stuff. So when I'm done with things, I'm actually tossing the arrowheads and stuff back into the pile here so that people can dig through it and find them. This is just a piece of obsidian that I worked down into a blank. That's pretty much blank right now. So it just depends on what I want to make. I'm thinking about making a quick knife blade for a guy at work, since he traded me some deer antler. But I also wanted to thank Vito for the water filter, water purification system that he gave me. I won't be using it unless I have to. It's an emergency use item only. But I wanted to thank him for that, and Vito, to let you know that your walking stick is on the way. I mailed it today. Today is Wednesday, June 1st, so you should see it by roughly Saturday of this month. So it should take just 2 or 3 days. But when you open it with your wife. Open it together, okay? Alright, enough chatter here. I'm going to get back to it. Grinding stone, obsidian. Just doing a little pressure flaking today. I've already, before I thought about filming it, I'd already bopped it down to the biface and almost had it done here when I thought about it. Grinding the edge, using copper tools today. Now, I use these little, well, I guess you would call them paper. You know, they help you sift through like paperwork and stuff like that, but I actually use it just like this. And what I do is when I go to force in here, I'm actually pushing into my finger, so to keep my finger from getting cut, I'm using that. It's to help take away from the bending stress so I don't break it. In and down, in and down. That's your game right here, in and down. And a lot of times when you're doing these edges, you want to just flake where it makes sense to straighten it. But since I've pretty much gotten this one straight, now it's just a matter of shaping it the way I want. I got a small stack right here, but I don't think there's really much I can do about it right now, really. Except for make it bigger. I might have to take my Ishi stick to this and see if I can take control of that line there. And on the back side, I'm doing the same thing with my finger. I'm pushing it into my little finger to help hold it and keep the bending stress down. Alright, now turn it around. If you don't keep the bending stress down, this is where you can break a lot of pieces, which I have done, learning not to put so much stress on it. Especially the tip right here, you can really mess up your tip real quick just by knocking it straight off there. Except I really haven't got that tip established just yet. Alright, back to it. In and down. In and down. And we're going to go for a big one now. There we go. Re-establishing our pattern there. In and down. Keeps our pattern going. I wish you could all see the looks that my neighbors give me as I'm out here doing this. I'm sitting in the middle of a rock garden, flint knapping, and a lot of them don't really even know what I'm doing, let alone what flint knapping is, but that don't stop them from slowing down and looking at me like I'm a fruitcake, which I might very well be. I'm sitting out here talking to a video camera. But we all got to learn something, right? So today, we'll learn a little pressure flaking. Look at that. We got a good scar pattern going on. I don't know if you can see that. Let me bring it in a little closer. I got a real good scar pattern going on. And just with a little bit more shaping, this one's going to be done. I'm going to one more set of flakes off of this side here. And I think we're going to call that one good. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to flute this one like a lot of people do, like the Clovis. I'm not going to flute it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep it thick because I know what he's going to use it for. He's going to use it for gutting an animal because I demonstrated that you can actually use it to gut an animal with. I'm sure he's going to use it to gut deer, squirrels, but I think he mostly hunts deer. So instead of fluting this end like you would normally do for a Clovis to haft it into something, I'm just going to go ahead and embed the whole thing into a deer antler so that it doesn't have too thin of an edge here to snap and break on him, because I have a feeling he'll be a little bit rough on it. And as you all know, being rough on your knife is not always the best, but some people don't pay attention to what they're doing, they just go for it. My father always said work hard, or I'm sorry, let me get it straight. My father always said work smart, not hard. I've always tried to implement that into everything I do. That's not to say get somebody else to do it for you, that's just to say if you stop to think about it first, you will get the logic out of the way, and then you'll be able to do it with very minimal effort. Okay, so this piece is going to be a little bit thinner than I intended, because I just messed up. I'm just trying to go for too big of a flake, and you can see where I did it at right there. That's okay, I can straighten it. It'll be a little bit smaller than I intended, but that happens. Don't get frustrated with it. Don't let your OCD come out like mine did, and like it used to, and I'd get frustrated and throw it down and never pick it back up. Problems in the rocks happen, but you will be able to come back and you will be able to fix it if you just take your time. Now, if I sound like I'm ranting here, but I really am giving you some good information on that. Oh yeah, that's straight. Okay, so what I might do instead to make this kind of more like a Clovis is bring it straight across right there. I might just try and make the same mistake. I won't make the same mistake, but I'll at least I'll bring it in a little bit. So this will be our tie-off point. We'll just fix that. Okay, that's what we use it for. We use it as our tie-off point. Now, life will take you into strange places, or you'll meet different people in life. Like the other day, I decided that I was going to go out at work and flint knap a little bit at work at Napa there. All these sharp edges out here. Okay. Went outside, decided to flint knap at Napa the other day, and I was sitting outside working on. Let me show it to you. I'm still working on it. I got it worked down into a biface, pretty much like I had this one here. Just like that, pretty much, you know, the same thing, it's just in a biface form. And the gentleman pulled up, actually several gentlemen pulled up in a fire truck. I guess it would be the local fire department in Kansas City, Kansas, there where I work. And the guy kind of jumped out. He went inside the store there to obviously buy, you know, auto parts for something or whatever it was they were working on. But in any case, a young man jumped out and asked me if I was flint knapping. And I told him that's what I was doing, and he told me that he was a flint napper himself. Now, I'm sorry if I don't remember your name right off the top of my head here, bud, but I did give him, I had two of them, I did give him the same flaker. I have two of these. These are the 1/4 inch flakers. I always like to help people out as much as possible, and he seemed like a good, honest guy, so you know what, I went ahead and gave him one of my flakers, which is something I don't always do because I'm not a very social person most of the time, but he just struck me as a good guy right off the bat. He knew what I was doing. A lot of people don't even know what I'm doing here when I'm doing this. They just think I'm silly or something wrong with me. But just wanted to thank him for jumping out of the truck there and asking me what I was doing. Not too many people actually do that nowadays. A lot of people just look at me like I'm a nutcase, so, which, like I said, I probably am. Okay, there we go. Finished piece. Alright. I'm going to half that into the bone that I got. I got to go find me a good piece of bone first. I got a whole crate full of it in the back. Alright, well there you go. One little obsidian point ready to be made into a knife. That's already a knife. It's ready to be hafted to a stick or a pole or whatever I want to haft it to. You could also use this as a spear point or an atlatl point. I'm pretty sure this would be more like an atlatl point if you know what an atlatl is. If not, go look it up. It's pretty neat. Okay, well there you go, guys. Little pressure flaking for you. Remember, in and down. Push in, down, and follow your ridge lines. Follow your ridge lines.
Incoming message.
Alright, there you go, guys. Have a good day.